Whoa, hey, hold on, let me get the sound up here so I can hear it clicking things. All right, so no, well, that's part of it. Some say it's part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Um, I mean, there's like a lot of work to be done in the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Harishimo and Opal Group and Wilson, Opal Group and Opal Group. Harishimo Sansan. Here at the patio deck garden and bar, gemstone garden and bar with the roses. It's gems and roses, crystal and roses, and we had like half a dozen tie dyes here before I settled with just the Mardi Gras one. I'm packing up and I'm moving out since the last segment I hadn't uploaded yet. I still got it on. We were waiting to fill up reel, and I kind of ran out of inspiration. So, well, the thing is we can't just have music playing in the background, or else there's a copyright violation, and I'll get a notice from the Tube Corps about playing someone else's material. This is no, it's fine. You don't have to take it down. It's just you won't earn the same ads in it. So I was gonna put on Cypress Hill Black Sunday and just sit out here and smoke and drink with you guys. It's 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes since Veriler, and and oh, the San Pedro is growing them nodes, right? That's the biggest there. That's why I showing it first, and that one's the smallest. And this one was like in between the medium. That we got those three nodes that turn into button edible soon. So yeah, 5 minutes since Burler, and I stepped out. I stepped out to light a smoke. You like the shoes? Let's get some shoes. Let's get some shoes. Boots and hats and boots and hats and boots and hats and I'm Big Bear. Oh boy. You don't like your Mickey Mouse with a southern drawl, huh? Well, you like a Donald Duck with the furhurst face then instead? Those characters travel just because I got a little bit of too much Mickey Mouse in me when I've been drinking the whiskey since Kentucky bourbons and all that. Tennessee whiskeys and Kentucky bourbons and whatever I think they're southern. I'm pretty sure they're southern. And that's when the Mickey Mouse cartoons really play. The black and whites like the World War II footage, like I'm with Gramps or something. Well, I'm still stoking. I'm stoking up the fire stick, Ed. Not that I like the country songs these days. I don't really know much of the country songs these days. I checked out a country music around 2005, 2006. It was Louisville Slugger to Both Headlights, I think. Before He Cheats by, I forget her name, I don't know. That was like the zenith, the climax of country music in 2005. And it worked back to about, I don't know, 2002, between 2002 and 2005 is my favorite. I'd take Millennium country music, the millennial, the year 2000, between 2000 and 2006, maybe 7, and then I don't really know much, the very early 2000s, like between 2000 and 2010, say. What am I doing? We're doing the radio show. It's the Andy C. New London, New England radio show. Just the 15 minutes further from the 15 minutes trek to Fort Trumbull Nuclear Submarine Dock. Fort Trumbull, United States Nuclear Submarine Parking Spot, said. And they're doing a walk-on boat tour, like September 12th through September 15th. They're having the Opsail Ditty. It's different than Sailfest. Sailfest is in July, Opsail's in September. But it's a similar to Sailfest. It's without the fireworks and more tall ships. And so they're putting in the first. It's like a missile cruiser destroyer, and it's the first ship that struck the Saddam Hussein's naval forces in the Persian Gulf or something like that. I don't know. Like it was like mid 2002, and it was Navy battles, USA versus MEC overseas. I suppose I'll find out more about that story in a jiff. Not really today or in this sesh, but eventually. So if you were into the whole military thing, the battles and the war, the WW3s is on its way. Aye, aye, winged man is upon us. End of times might be today. Um, you might want to check out. You can go to the Fort Trumbull, New London, Connecticut. You can walk into the Navy section at that between the 12th and the 15th this September, and take a tour upon an active duty Navy service ship. It's still on a ship. It's still active. I think. Yeah. I said it's 5 minutes since earlier, and it's like a 15-minute onset. Normally I slug a Red Bull and have a few spirits, but thankfully I have name brand soda pop. It's an OG Rockstar, a 12-ounce shooter. Unfortunately, I have Class D cigarettes. It's like getting the McDonald's hamburger after eating a Michael Jordan steak for like 3,500 days to get the Michael Jordan steak. Natural American spirits with a nice dark blue color. 65,000 single servings of Michael Jordan steak, and then you're switched over to dollar menu. Frickin' McDonald's grade D truck. It's awful. So my plan was to have about a half a fire steak and see if I can shoot the breeze a little bit at the same time, considering it's supposed to be a talk show and it's filed under music. So maybe we'll get some guitar in America. I'm Big Bear. In a GF set or so. This is the little zingers, man. It's like throw some nickels in his violin case. He's the smoking chimp. He's a talk show host. He's been worked through like a bear on a chain. He's broke as a joke, just one step above a hobo, you know. And he's looking for the Tube Corp to give him $100 a week for the next 10 years, you know, for his 3-season pilot of the radio show, which was live, from 2006 to 2018 in a different location, just a 15-minute trek from here at Scarlett's, which we've seen before, to help servicemen on vacation, to help elderly with PTSD about seeing Ground Zero blow up at the Manhattans from the public library in the same aisle there, New York City stuff. And kids, I guess, would show up from nowhere. Their parents is what it was aimed towards, more of an adult thing, so we could do less of a G-rated. And like I said, this whole 96 shows has been G-rated for the Tube policies, so it can be on an everyone channel instead of the adult channel. Otherwise, we wouldn't be singing, "My spit's bigger than yours. My spit can walk right through the door. With that feeling so pure, it's got you screaming back for more." Yeah, I'm going whoop-dee doo, etc. It says, for happy play pretend imagination time, fake fun pretend happy play imaginations of the fake realm, where you got that suck it out my brown eye and say it with a smile kind of grin on your face now. And I don't know if that expression. The thing is I can swear like a sailor. I like to swear like a sailor when I've been drinking. But this particular neighborhood, I don't have enough space to really cuss it out. And then the only way I can get in touch with fam is through the Everyone channel on a Tubes tape. So there's that. And like currently there's some fam out of state, and then there's extended family in Sweden and etc. So not today, piss ass. And etc. said, no, so those are most of the cuss and swear and insult has been saved for the juvenile section of squirrely fat cousins would rather. They're not all grown ass men, hardened soldiers from the MEC. A lot of them had families. I mean, they're going to be here 10 years. They bring your wife and kids. It's New Mecca after all. It's not just kill everyone in jihad. It's like they opened up the borders, and so what happened was kids and freaking women were brought over too. It's not just incumbent employees, or hard and grown ass soldiers for the MEC. So Weird, right? Elderly and everything. Yeah, it was just a strange, the Islamic years I call it, under the Hussein administration. But we're in Donald Trump. What, year three? I think he's got one year left after this. Unless he resigns, he's pulling a 4 year, and then he could always get reelected for another four. I could see that happening too. I'm nervous about him being reelected for another 4 years. Is He's talking about taking away Social Security. So what is that? I can understand like dabbling in the welfare thing for state subsidized income. You know, like you get what, $700 a month from the state of wherever, any from Alaska to Florida, whatever. Anyone to give you the welfare because you're poor, can't work, and things. Temporary state subsidized income. I could see him dabbling in that because he's a Republican and he don't like it. But he wants to take away federal income, United States Department of Treasury SSI, not that SSI, the state SSI, but like the just straight Social Security income, just the regular ordinary for like you're elderly and you can't work anymore, but you didn't get the 401k retirement. You're gonna take it away. You're disabled. You've got survivors SSI, you've got disability SSI, you've got something similar. You want to take all that down to a zilch, make it disappear. So for me, that was a little bit more concerning than building a wall between here and Mexico. Just because it affects me directly instead of because I've been unemployed for a while, and I got the head injury, I got the survivors SSI, I got, I'm teetering on getting an extra 7, 8, 9, 250 a month, for the SSDI and or whatever, the disability on top of the SSI. So and food stamps. Food stamps is wonderful, delicious as well. 190 for that, and then I'm eligible for 950 from the government, and that's more than enough to get just barely, and it's just barely enough to get the apartment that I had this past year. So, but I'm thinking about moving back home and saving on rent. He'll charge me less than $100 a week, so $75 a week, just to upkeep with the utilities, and then I'll spend my stamp, on the fam, unless it gets taken away when I move into, a household with a larger income. It would be considered me renting a room in a house, is what it would be. Cheap room. The thing is, depending on income, you can get an apartment around New London City for $385 a month. And as long as you don't make over a certain amount, you're eligible for a 2-bedroom apartment in the slums, like off Coleman Street or something. But it's only $385 a month, utilities included. So like I could do that, or I could pay $75 a week at my parents' house, which would push the radio show back into Scarlett's and live. Just a 15-minute run from etc. So, all right, we'll be cracking open a cold one. It's the OG Rockstar 12-ounce shooter set, and then slugging it. So the gnome's over here now. I used to say a view from the gnome, flip to Malone, or something similar. So inside jokes from the old neighborhood. So I'm gonna slug it now. So that was a little bit of selfie action. We're running out of reels, so I'm gonna go ahead and click checkity check 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 1 1 1.